Guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to talk about 10 common signs of manipulation. Are you always feeling confused and you don't even know why? Or you always feel guilty and you don't even know why you are feeling that way? Chances are you are being manipulated. Emotional manipulation can be so hard to spot in a relationship because it happens so subtly. So, what is manipulation? Manipulation is simply when someone attempts to use your emotions in order to get what they want. Manipulators influence you to act against your own wish. Manipulation happens in all kinds of relationships. It can be workplace, romantic relationship, family. And when you are constantly manipulated, it leads to insecurities, self-doubt, isolation, low self-esteem, and it generally affects your overall well-being. The key sign to spot manipulation is when someone acts in a way that leaves you feeling very confused as they seek to control you. So they leave you confused so that they can control you. And I'm going to share with you 10 common signs of manipulation to watch out for in your relationships. The first one is if you are doubting your own reality. If you're starting to doubt what you are seeing or to question your own sanity or you are even thinking that you're crazy, then you are probably being manipulated. You may have evidence or you may even have seen it with your two eyes, but you are not sure if what you saw is real or not. A manipulator will try to override what you deem to be real and they'll even persuade you to believe what they say instead. It's like you even start believing other people's opinions and thoughts and you don't even trust your own. That's a sign you are being manipulated, and it's a common one, and it's called gaslighting. Secondly, when someone constantly brings up something you dread or your weaknesses when they want something from you, then chances are you are being manipulated. A manipulator will use your weaknesses, vulnerabilities to control you or to exert their power over you. You may have, of course, shared these deep insecurities with them earlier because you trusted them, but now they turn the tables and use them against you. The third sign that you are being manipulated is if you feel that you are being more and more dependent on them. You are being manipulated if someone convinces you to give up on the things which are important to you so that they can provide you with an alternative. A manipulator may sneakily convince you to leave your job, your family, or even some of your friends for some particular reason. And this reason may seem so genuine in a certain way. They isolate you physically, socially, and financially from the things you used to have before the relationship, which makes you so dependent on them. Because the moment you become dependent on them, they can easily control you as they wish without because you will not have anywhere to run to. The fourth one is when your boundaries are being violated. When someone constantly crosses your boundaries without even caring about how you feel, then chances are you are being manipulated. A manipulator will constantly pressure you or work on the things that you're not comfortable with, even when you've said no a couple of times. They just won't take a no for an answer and they will keep poking and poking till you just give in. The fifth one is you get blamed for everything. When someone always deflects what's happening in their lives or some of their actions or behaviors to something you did, then you are being manipulated. They may constantly blame you for their behaviors and actions, even when those things are clearly beyond your scope of control. A manipulator will escape taking responsibility by shifting the blame to something else or to you, and this makes you feel responsible for things you're not in control of, and you might even find yourself apologizing, yet you did nothing wrong. The sixth one is when you are being given silent treatment. You will know you are being manipulated if someone always goes silent on you without even giving any reason at all. A manipulator will go quiet when you upset them or when they want you to do something for them. And silent treatment will make you feel guilty for what you've done or for what you've not done. And the result is like you will end up doing something which is against your wish as you try to make them talk to you. The silence is so awkward and so uncomfortable to the point that you are willing to even compromise just so that you can win them back. I made a video on silent treatment in the past, and I link it in the description for you to understand how it's so manipulative. The seventh sign of manipulation is cruel humor and harsh jokes. This is where someone constantly makes hurtful and critical comments about you or about something you do or about something you like, and then use the common response like, I was just joking, or don't you understand sarcasm, or where is your sense of humor? Especially when you get upset because of those hurtful comments. And then you always tell them to stop it because you feel hurt, but they will still do it without accepting responsibility and changing their behaviors. This is a very, very hideous one, because when you are constantly ridiculed about what you do or about what you like, you will end up leaving it because you want to save yourself from the consequences of feeling embarrassed or from the harsh jokes coming from the manipulator. And that's how you've been controlled to do something you had no intention of doing. Like, you want to avoid this criticism and this feeling of embarrassment or these names they will call you because of what you are doing. So you just choose to do something else instead. And that is manipulation. The eighth one is when you are experiencing triangulation. Another sign of manipulation is where someone always brings the presence of an outside party, like an ex-lover or family member or a friend, to the relationship so that you can feel that your position is under threat. A manipulator will feed you with the idea that they are on high demand and other people are competing for their attention. What this will do is this will make you compromise on your values as you try to win them back and to chase away the perceived sense of competition. Triangulation keeps you on toes, and you might even change your appearance so that you can win back that top prize. So you are trying to win back your partner because they've introduced other people in that relationship. And that's how you find yourself doing something you were not supposed to do, or compromising because you want to win your partner back. And that is manipulation. The fifth one is when you constantly walk on eggshells. When you are constantly on high alert, like you are watching your every step so that you cannot upset them, or you avoid conflict, or just anything that will trigger their outburst of anger, then chances are you are being manipulated. This is because like you constantly watch your every behavior and actions because you are just afraid of what your partner does, or afraid of your partner's reactions, and or you are just even so unsure of how they will react. That's a clear sign of manipulation because you will change your behavior or act in a certain way so that you can avoid triggering your inconsistent partner, because you're just not sure of how they will react. Let's say today you might cook something and then they get angry about it, or and then the next day you cook the same thing, they get happy about it. So you're just never sure of what they need, and you'll be constantly walking on eggshells. So that's a clear sign that you are being manipulated. The last common sign of manipulation is just when you've lost a sense of who you are. You feel that your opinions and thoughts do not matter. You've lost your assertiveness and you just agree to what other people or what the other person is saying. You've almost completely dropped who you were before in the relationship. Like you've dropped your confidence, your hobbies, your friends, your beliefs, and you've even adopted your partner's side of life. Like you found yourself like slowly forgetting who you are because your partner seemed displeased when you like visited your friends or when you engaged in some of your hobbies. It's more like you are fully living or you are fully adjusted to your partner's life, but your partner never integrated your life to theirs. So you just living your partner's life, but yours It's been pushed away. And you've gotten to the point where you've lost your autonomy and you can't even fully express yourself without seeking approval or without seeking an opinion from the other. When you are constantly manipulated, your sense of self and your sense of autonomy is eroded. You don't even know yourself anymore. So, there are many signs of manipulation. But the key thing is always be mindful of what someone else does that triggers you to do something you're not supposed to do. And you will experience manipulation in all aspects of life. And the thing which can keep you safe is understanding your boundaries and what's within your control. When you deeply understand your boundaries, it will mean that a manipulator can do as they wish, but they can never catch you off guard because you deeply know what you cannot tolerate from another person. Another thing to note is we may also find ourselves engaging in some form of manipulative behavior, like unknowingly, or someone else may engage in some form of manipulative behavior unknowingly. So it's always good to correct them. And if someone accepts their mistake and corrects their manipulative behavior, then that's a great thing. But if someone constantly manipulates you and sees nothing wrong with it, then those are the kind of people you need to cut off in your life, if possible, or limit communication with them as much as possible. And we also need to work on ourselves to the point that we are not susceptible to manipulative techniques or our insecurities and vulnerabilities can't be used against us. And we can just sniff manipulators from afar. The thing is, don't focus so much on learning about these manipulative techniques. Focus more on being the kind of person that takes no nonsense from other people and is deeply secure within themselves. That's the safest way to live this life. That's it from me today, guys. Hope you found this informative. Until next time, see ya.